Hello everyone, I am Dmitry Grasimov, CEO of Cellframe, and today we are going to talk about development progress, mainnet, GameFi and TD apps. And as usual, let's start with a short report on our development progress. First is a dashboard app release. We have released new branch 2.4 and just list of main changes. We have added complete close of the app by pressing closing icon. Added settings for Android builds. Soon we'll have a mobile version. And have improved quality of icons. On the console tab, we have added automatic scrolling to the bottom of the output when the response is received from the node. On the TX history, we have added ability to open a transaction on a website when clicking on the transition icon in the dashboard. So dashboard became integrated with our transaction explorer. By the way, maybe you have noticed that Transaction Explorer became a little not stable. It's related with latest. Right now, it's expected to work properly. So, if not, report please. Anyway, transaction history is available in dashboard, and personally, I suggest you to check transaction through the dashboard. Why? Because Explorer it's a website. It's part of centralization. So better to open locally your blockchain. Also, we have added filtering by network. It's possible to navigate the transaction website only for the transaction performed within the Sub-Zero network. And our team reworked the scrolling list of networks. That's all related with networks. If there are any many networks and you go to another page with networks, one from the previous pages will be displayed. This feature is created for easier navigation. Also, we have released several fixes. Before I was talking about features, now it's about bug fixes. We have fixed launching the dashboard service in the console, improved performance, fixed some autocomplete bugs, and we fixed a bug that crashed. It was crash bug on macOS. Also, was fixed bug caused incorrect removal of unverified plugins in the unverified filter, and the team added filtering by the certificate name when uploading certificates to the dashboard. And now certificates with name in Cyrillic will not be loaded. I'm talking about dedicated certificate authorities that we have built in Cellframe node, and Cellframe dashboard have certificate management tab on it as well. It combines local safety certificates and certificates loaded from blockchain. Also, we have added limitation on displayed character lengths and network names, so it's related with part chains. By the way, when I say network, it's a synonym with parachain. And updated some VPN service tab. We fixed some error in showing the order creation window. That's preparing VPN service for production. And the next topic is Cellframe node updates. Main use is tone consensus implementation. A lot of security change, refactoring, optimization have been done. The long attempt logic is now being finalized. We will describe more about this logic in one of the following articles, but you could read on the Tone site about this. They have a short attempt or quick attempt, I don't remember for sure, and long attempt. A long attempt includes coordinator, and it's important to have it because on the beginning of our network we need to protect network from 51% attack, and coordinator logic is against this attack. So in addition, we have added synchronization at the start of the round and rework it rounds a little. So the next topic is launching the main network and security audit that we prepare for. We spend a lot of time looking for auditors. However, because of the war situation, we are just now completing negotiation with one of the auditors. Soon we should signal docs and the development is going according to plan. Only the audit is delaying us. It's only what is left, and of course we are fixing bugs, but as I told before in my personal Twitter, basically we over all that we need. We passed the last milestone, and we are on the, how to say it, on the finish road to mainnet. And on the other hand, a little more time to polish the code will benefit the project. So the launch of the mainnet will be rescheduled for 10 days at the latest reschedule. We are moving the launch to the March 31. I told before that we could shift this launch on the week or a little more, and it happens. Really, it's not because of code, it's more because of bureaucracy related with audit. So don't worry, that's now we must run on March 31, and we have really everything for this. So that's it. And the next topic is Minkowski network update. That's from KLVPN teams. They are debugging of paid mode for KLVPN. It's in progress, and I believe maybe in about week before we run mainnet, we could try this paid mode, or maybe in 2 weeks before mainnet launch, we should open test of this paid mode, so you could try to run VPN service on your node and check how it works with sharing your internet bandwidth. Also, we made hash saving both in memory and settings drive, so now it's became more independent. I'm talking about transaction hash, but don't mind. Just became better. Everything became better. Okay, some more features than we did. The next topic is validator node address information has been added to stake transaction. Asynchronous write mode to the database. We have a global database, and we implemented some performance updates. Refactoring of node code for asynchronous writing was implemented. Also, it's enabled in every database driver. We have as well as SQL engine under our GDB, as well as CutDB, and soon we'll implement some more performance drivers like MDBX or something like this. All this will give us ability to produce a new product. It will be, we are thinking about to make some case of enterprise usage of global database, because really it's good story, because it's fast, it's one rank dedicated database. For example, maybe if you are a programmer, you should know that master replication for most popular databases like MySQL or PostgreSQL, they appears only last few years, and they are still not working good enough, and at least they are not fast enough. PostgreSQL is fast, but I think will be much faster, and it will be a dedicated product. Standalone product, sorry, that also will be interesting. Also, we are thinking to run some standalone service products not related with blockchain, like, as I told before, database, and maybe something more. Priorities in collab query on the process threads also created. It's all about performance. Also implemented compatibility with the old version of orders. You know, we have limit orders for services. There are two versions right now, old version and the new version. Please switch on the new version. Just download latest Cellframe node and it will take everything. Okay, and also we did a function for converting orders from old formats to new ones. It's finished and it's merged in the master branch. And also we modified Python Cellframe. Maybe if you were looking on our workshop streams, you have seen that we faced some issues with our Python SDK, and most of these issues are fixed now. And it's possible to create custom service, operate with its order receipts, and have notification about order creation and others APIs that we are still extending. I think next week we should release some kind of summary video when we put together all our all content from previous workshops, and we put it together and show in one video from first stages how to create service and make it workable. We have examples on a Git repository. You could see it on our GitLab copy or on GitHub. So there are examples of service server and service client in Python. They could be combined on one machine to exchange custom packages. In addition, a new service architecture has been developed. So, by the way, it's now mostly documented. So you could, if you are interested to start in development, you could look our previous workshops. All is based on our workshops. If you see some issues in this video, don't worry. All these issues are fixed for now. And join our development group, ask questions. I know people started to develop applications. Maybe you have seen this in our development group, so join us in this. Also, we have fixed few bugs related with our input-output subsystem, token emission, and etc. So the next topic is development of the TDApps ecosystem, and we have decided to start from GameFi. We actively prepare for life after the launch of the main network. We are going to fund a lot of third-party groups that will develop TDApps, and but some TDApps will do by ourselves. So it will be one of the projects in our ecosystem will be the game, and it will be Chipmunks Space Shards. We are implementing the proof of game or proof of play. I think better proof of game sounds better. Proof of game decentralized consensus model in the game with proof of authority elements for initial distribution and proof of stake consensus for voting. The project's master node launches a unique interface through which a unique token, CSS token, I think, will be ticker CSS, Chipmunks Space Shards, can be created with a certificate, and for each winning consensus recognized by the participants, the master node transfer CSS token to the winner's wallet in an amount of logarithmically depending on the year free pathing. X of x collected crystals and 0 of x equals 100 CSS minus difficult to achieve and the biggest profit. Because it's a kind of dedicated emission, we should and we will demonstrate a custom proof of game combined with a WESM smart contract base. Yes, we are also open the finish road to the smart contracts. They will be WESM based. We'll begin from a simple token like ERC20, and this game will be example of work with TDApps infrastructure and with smart contracts. Game management will be controlled with TDApps mechanics, and emission itself will work based on stock smart control mechanics like you used to use. So that was all our news. Now let's move to the answers to some of the most interesting questions we received. But first I have to thank you for all the heartwarming words of support we received. Thank you for all your words. And the first question that I will answer. Tell us more about Cellverse. How Metaverse NFT projects will benefit it with the launch on Cellframe. Cellverse, it will be kind of Metaverse. It will be a combination of VR and AR worlds. Maybe I am thinking about not necessary to have AR or VR, just let's say virtual worlds. Some of them could. Main device for most common device for this virtual worlds we see just smartphone. So we want to develop something that could be used by anybody. So these virtual worlds could be merged together. They will represent some shards in blockchain. This virtual world will be related with some also shard connecting together master nodes that serve this game, and it will have a lot of API, a lot of ready GameFi mechanics. So any Metaverse NFT projects just could save most of this time and use ready instruments that save their efforts and help to focus only on game itself, because usually blockchain-based games, it's more blockchain projects than the game projects. There are exceptions, yes, I know, but usually these games are not interesting. And why? Because developers need to be focused on these mechanics of working with blockchain, and as developer, I want to say that it's often it's complicated. You need to compose your own consensus. You need to decide how in trustless environment players could make this consensus and select select the winner and grant this winner with funds. So it's not easy, and we want to make it easier for other developers to use our libraries that we prepare for. Okay, and the next question. May we get a better understanding of the reward system for running a node? How will mainnet nodes will be rewarded? In Cell tokens? If so, where do these tokens come from? As I told before, and you could read on our site, we are service-oriented blockchain. What does it mean? It means that we have no emission at all. All Cell tokens are already mined. We don't mine anything more. And when you run masternode, you run it to earn on services. You need to provide some services based on internal bandwidth, based on your CPU, GPU, your hard drive. So it could be a content delivery network, it could be a streaming platform, it could be dedicated messenger, it could be a storage, it could be, I don't know, some machine learning dedicated system, it could be any cloud system, maybe, I don't know, could be IoT hub. a lot of things could be implemented. And when you start your master node, you just take our TDApps library. That's why we engage our efforts to build this library, and just run these applications backends and earn on these backends. You earn on service providing. That's the basement of our tokenomics, and mainnet nodes will be rewarded with sell tokens. That's mandatory. But there are no limitation to provide your service with other tokens. So you could provide it with cells. You must provide it with cell, but also you could create your own token and provide with your token as well, or with some rapid, I don't know, stable coins. By the way, I wanted to see stable coins in our ecosystem as well. So it's also could be interesting idea for some third parties to develop token based on some stablecoin mechanics and use it. Okay, the next question. Charles Hoskinson of ADA says, if the hardware is having backdoor in it, quantum resistance is no good. How does Cell Frame address this issue? Sorry, I haven't read the original of this saying. I don't know what exactly was said, because if you have a backdoor in your hardware, all your protection have no sense, really. You have a backdoor in your hardware. There is direct access for all your data. After this, forget about any resistance. Quantum resistance is not against backdoor. It's against man in middle attack. It's against of malicious behavior of your connection lines. It's against of interception of your signal. That's why we need quantum resistance. And it's also protection or against quantum decryption. So if somebody wants to decrypt this signal, it's protection against cracking your wallets, because if you operate with your wallet, you provide example of your digital signature. If you have a quantum computer, you could take your digital signature and it has a public key and calc private key based on your public key. Yes, I know, if you return your change on a different address like Bitcoin does, it saves, but usually people need static address, and still most of transactions in Bitcoin have a static address. In Ethereum there is no such mechanics as I know, and really it's a Bitcoin future. Anyway, if you have if you at least once have returned a change on the same address, this address could be hacked. If you have sent at least one transaction from this address, remember. Because if you haven't sent any transactions, there is no example of your public key. By the way, on the next stage of quantum computers, I think also it will be possible to calc your private key based on its address as well, because you know hash is one direction, but it also could be cracked with a quantum computer. So, briefing my answer, quantum resistance is about different thing. The next question, it's I see this question a lot of or really often. How much Cellframe is affected by the ongoing issue in Ukraine? Love the project, love the team. We also love our community. Thank you for your support. Answer. As you know, we are neutral and not politically involved. However, this is a tragedy. It is certainly a great tragedy for all people. We don't support war. Many of our employees have relatives in Ukraine or used to live there. It is a personal tragedy for us, and we cannot and will not take any political side. However, all of our developers are based in the same country, Russia, and our development is not affected in any way. I am sitting in Novosibirsk. It's about 5,000 kilometers from this conflict, so so don't worry about headquarters and key workers. And in addition to that, sanctions cannot affect cryptocurrency. We are lucky in sort of way. We don't want to take sides. We hope for a speedy end of this conflict. We want our project to be as international as possible. Also, we want to make the project an example of cooperation between countries, not a war. Let's cooperate. And the next question. What will be the incentive structure for validator for the mainnet? Sorry, what will be the incentive structure for validators for the mainnet? I cannot say about any structure. If you are asking about rules how to become validator, we'll publish this later near to Mainnet Launch. On the beginning stages, all new validators, or we call them just masternode, should pass some checks and will have part of proof of authority consensus. I told about this before, that on the beginning stage of the mainnet, we'll need to check all results of proof of stake consensus and have ability to cancel any such of consensus with proof of authority signal. Why we need this? Because if you have 51% attack, we need to drop malicious branch with double spending or something like this. The next question. Science cell frame is built with WESM contracts. Does that mean it can potentially be interoperable with the other WESM contracts like Cosmos? Yes, would be interesting to see cell on the EBC. I wonder to have interoperability with as much blockchains as possible. For this, we are also going to implement classical cryptography like ECDSA or SA. No, usually used ECDSA. So we'll have native support of other addresses, and Cosmos addresses is also in plans. Okay, the next question. Will there be airdrops for early stakers nodes for the cell network, or will self-west contracts be ABC compatible? About ABC compatible, I am not sure. We'll try to have it compatible, but look, we have a lot of specific mechanics, and not all the specific mechanics could be moved safely on other platforms. Also, some other platforms features we have now on our side, so about 100% compatibility I can promise. Only I could promise that we'll try to make it as more compatible and reduce required amount of change to move smart contract from one network to another. About airdrops for early stakers, I will think about it. Look, we have no mining, so we have no source for such airdrops, but maybe we could issue some NFTs. How you think about this? So feel free and suggest maybe some ideas for such airdrops, because I don't want to make a new token on the stage for such things for such rewards. This additional reward. Early stakers on early nodes, they have next benefit. If you enter on it's a service providing. So imagine some people join our network. They want to use some service, and not all such service requires unlimited number of service providers. For example, IoT Hub, IoT Relay. For example, this service could require only 10 nodes, and that's all. And if you join on early stages, you could be one of these 10 nodes and take 10% of all market of the service, for example. Also, you could start to earn your reputation, and for reputation, we'll have special sub-chain with reputation value. Maybe these reputation values will be with special token, I don't know. And if you start to earn your reputation on early stages, you will be on top. So join on beginning, and it will be a good story. The next question: could you explain dApps versus TDApps, and are TDApps exclusive to the Cellframe network? Does Cellframe tokens support smart contracts, or do we have to build dApps on cells per chain like Polkadot, Kusama? Main difference between dApps and TDApps that the dApps have dedicated execution of some code with single addresses. What does it mean? That there is one address, one wallet. Through this wallet passes all funds. So, for example, if it will be hacked, all these funds will be stolen. Common story, happens a lot of time. And TDApps has no such address. TDApp, it's not smart contract, it's usually a combination of smart. It's service plugin that could be run by any node. And if it runs this plugin, it collects all this profit to itself, except fees, network fee and author fee. So about smart contracts, I mentioned before, we are planning to run its support. First, simple token like ERC20. I see it will be some kind of CRC20. We'll run its support next month. So we're planning in April. About pair chains, no, you don't need to run your own pair chain for your dApp. But often it's a good story because pair chain help to pass a big amount of transaction and pay a fee for this transaction by your own rules in your pair chain, or not to pay it at all. For example, if you have some kind particle centralization, for example, you have some service that holds non-financial data, and you need to communicate with this, and you have a really big amount of transaction. If so, you need to run your pair chain. It's a better solution. Sorry. The next question: can you put a simple instruction in a layman's language on how to set up a node, system requirements, and earning potential for each node? How to run your node? It's described in a README file that's displaying on a GitLab sources page. I think we need to really to record some videos and make some maybe some pictures with simpler explanation. It's our pain because we are developers. For us, it's all is oblivious, and we need really to make more explained things. And we are going to do this. Yes. The next question: when we transfer to the Cellframe blockchain, will the tokenamic change or stay the same? Yet it will change. It will start to work. First appears ability for single staking. Maybe we'll run single staking site a little later, but its backend is already present in a test net. We just need to make some UI for this, and so on our mainnet, you could start to earn on providing services, and you could start to earn with single staking. That will be main changes. The next question: why someone should pay for an auction chain if anyone can build a community sister chain for free? I mean, what is the benefit revenue for the cell token holders for a sister chain like community cell chain or similar? Yes, you could bring up your independent network that's not connected with our core network, but where you will take users. So most of benefits related with listing of your part chain in the list of network built-in Cellframe dashboard. So every user that have downloaded Cellframe dashboard, he sees this list. That's the first benefit. Second benefit is a transparent bidirectional bridging between your parachain and all other parachain in ecosystem. So, for example, if you provide your service with your token, you could spread your token over all ecosystem and trade it on a built-in DEX and for example accept payment in your tokens from users from another parachains. So let me say shortly, first benefit is integration, deep integration and presence in the ecosystem. The next question, could you clarify how many types of nodes will have the full Cellframe network and details differences? Okay. First will be light node. On the beginning stage, maybe it will not be present, but soon will be over. Light node is a node that holds only your own transactions. And usually it could be used on mobile devices, on built-in devices, and difference will be that it will not use much of hard drive or memory, so it will light node. Full node holds all its shard and calculate its balance by itself. Different balances in this chart. Its own balance, ever light node, it's also calculate. Next stage is a master node. Master node is a node that could push some data in chain and make and propose states in consensus. And what is most important, only master node could provide service. So you can provide service if you are light node or master node, or full node, sorry. You should be a master node. Then there is archive node. Archive node is a node that collects all shards from on the network and store this. And there are root nodes. Root nodes forms proof of authority consensus. On some, not just proof of authority consensus, they issue zero chain. Maybe in about a year, this proof of consensus will be also replaced with proof of stake, and zero chain will be produced by a master node as well, and root node will be removed. So root nodes is a temporary role in our net, in mainnet at least. Okay, I see it will all the questions. Really very good questions this stream, I like it, really. One of the best question set. And now let's go to the chat and see your questions that you are asking. Okay. 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 Which company will secure audit? We'll publish it soon when we'll signal papers to be sure that we'll start this audit. Okay. TPS. As I told before, TPS measurements will be when we run two-level sharding. I don't know when we'll run. Maybe we'll run it little later after mainnet launch. Possible we'll run mainnet without this feature. Who knows? But we'll try to run it in mainnet. If not, we'll run sharding little later the next month, and then when we run it, you will see TPS. How will the war impact Cellframe? I think I have answered on this. Really, it impacts everyone. But we are in. I think we are in the best possible situation. If we could say it, good situation, not good situation, just bad from worse. Let's say so. What is your relationship with Glitch Protocol? They are our partners. They are waiting for smart contracts because they need smart contracts. Most of our partnerships are all are about DeFi, and DeFi needs smart contracts. So they are all waiting for this. When will marketing start? If you see growing price charts, marketing is working. Believe me, you cannot just run your token and forget about this, and it will grow. It will not grow. If token grows, there is marketing. Believe me. We are Cell. We are here. Yes, we are here, and we are Cell. Okay, a lot of remote questions. Please don't spam. How much can we potentially earn by running a node for Cellframe? Still can't say for sure. I think it will not be big amounts on the beginning because it's all depends from service users. So the next stage after running these TDApps will be promoting of these TDApps because it's not just kind of financial services. You know, most of dApps it's financial services. DeFi it's all about financials, and our TDApps it's replacement for cloud services. So to have a big to have a lot of users, we need to promote these TDApps, and until we'll promote them, earns will not be big. But you get the market. If on the beginning stage, you take as much as possible part of the market, and when user flow comes, you start to earn a lot. Really, how much cannot say, but it should be sensible. It should be. It will not be $1,000,000, but it will not be $1 per month. I expect $100,000. I don't know. Really, my expectation. It's just my expectation. Okay, when staking after mainnet. What types of clients is interested in the Cellframe chain? Financial, private, state, organizations, science, everyone. Really everyone. That's for everyone. No politics, please. Yes, please. It's enough politics on internet. If you're interested about politics, please open any news site and read it. Okay. Can we build on your blockchain with any language? For smart contracts, answer yes, because it's WASM based. Any language that could be compiled in WASM. For TDApps API, for now there is limitation. For now it's available only for C language and for Python. Also there is experimental binding with JavaScript. I think we'll run it Also, after Mainnet Launch, we'll run JavaScript bindings, and other languages will be added by demand. So compose your request. Tell us your preferred language. We'll think about to put it in queue for integration. Sell enter Metaverse. Sell enter Cellverse. Metaverse, it's a meta company's thing. But we could say, yes, that it's enter Metaverse. Why not? Okay. Any exchange listing, as usual, cannot comment. It could happen any moment. Will we get sell domain names? Example of .sell. Yes, we are thinking about domain integration. We have our old friends Emercoin. Emercoin has EmerDNS. We are thinking about to integrate EmerDNS, how to spell it right. Yes, EmerDNS. We want to implement it. Maybe we also integrate ENS. I don't know. I don't want to create my own DNS, sell DNS. For my opinion, it's better to integrate existing dedicated DNS database and then add some additional things. And yes, we will have sell DNS, right? Yes, we will have it. Okay. Okay, about TPS I have answered. Hi from Turkey investor. Hello everyone. I really like the project. What is your future target to make us invest more and hold for 10 more years? While liquidity mining ratio fluctuated a lot. About liquidity mining ratio, it's just market. It's fluctuate. About reason for holding for 10 years more. First reason is quantum proof, because in this 10 years quantum computer will break classic cryptography for sure. So if you want to hold it, come to us. Can we build on self-frame network with any language, or it's mainly C? Not only C, I have told. When mainnet, please confirm. 31 March. 31 March will be mainnet for sure. No any moments, really. Okay. Airdropping a NFT on launch date would be an amazing idea to promote mainnet and release an NFT marketplace together. Yes, we want to run marketplace. We wanted to run it in AR and VR. We are thinking about integration with Oculus Quest, maybe with other VR platform, because right now NFTs are mostly with pictures. I think it's not really interesting idea. Yes, it's interesting idea, but more interesting to purchase, to give ability to walk through that kind of virtual museum and see maybe some 3D models. It could be 3D animation. It could be I don't know. But NFTs, yes, we will do NFTs. I see you like this. Okay, the next question. $31 on 21. 31. Okay, yes, I have seen. Please explain about the deep wallet received 5,000 cells and keep selling through these days. As I told before, we strongly need to develop TDApps, and we are negotiating with third-party companies, and we need to prepare some funds for this. We have unlocked these funds, and some part of this is already liquidated, but for now, I think we'll stop with this and then continue a little later when price rises a little. So don't worry, this for the TDApps. We need to develop a lot of TDApps. We need to develop CDN. We need to develop streaming. We need to develop chipmunks. We need to develop cell message. Cell message will be a replacement for Slack. By the way, it's our own pain because now we use Slack for for developers communication, and now there is threat of switching off this Slack for Russian users. So we are right now we need to extend our team a lot and start to develop this messenger, and we need some reserves and reserves in some stable coins because I don't know what could happen. So part of our dev funds we are liquidating. Don't worry, we are trying to not to impact our market a lot with this. So the next question, any partnership with big companies after mainnet? Right now we have no time for new partnerships this month. This month we'll be focusing on polishing, and on TDApps as well. With listing on different exchanges, we are negotiating, but in current situation when nobody knows, possible on centralized exchanges, I don't know what could happen. I don't trust centralized exchange right now, so really let's use decentralized exchange. It's much better. But we continue to work with centralized exchange as well. I just told my personal opinion about them. The nodes will have dynamic or static IP address. They master node must have a static IP address, or at least if it's updated, it could have dynamic IP address, but it will need to update this information about this address. By the way, node is should not change it too often. So static IP address is strongly preferred. Okay. Which projects will have a parachain in cell frame? KLVPN, for example, some others. Is the project moving well on time with roadmap? 10 days, we shift for 10 days, and the rest is good, really is good. We passed the last milestone that we have passed was related with tone consensus. It was most difficult. Sorry. Там, по-моему, что-то с изображением. Sorry, something with picture. Okay. I'm back. Continue to answer on your questions. Let's switch on. Okay. Can you show ecosystem diagram to see working projects on the cell frame? Next my workshop, I will show this. Dima. Okay, we have returned. Sorry, some technical issues. Okay. Okay. Do you really think that quantum security is necessary in current crypto market? Yes. It's a really necessary thing, and it's not only my opinion. Really. Now, okay. Okay, you said selling Dev's coin for preparing something for third party. Why don't you use marketing wallet? Marketing wallet is for marketing, and we'll use for marketing as well. Don't worry. So on hi bro, we need Twitter space. We need to keep trending. We continue to work with Twitter for sure. Okay, and the Twitch questions, I see only one. Will we see an upgrade to the Cell Block Explorer? It will be nice if you could publish a more detailed roadmap. Yes, we'll update Cell Block Explorer and roadmap as well. Don't worry. Okay, that's all the questions. Today was a really good question. Appreciate all for all your warm words, for all your support, for all your questions. Thank you for your holding, for your support. And we are Cell, we are here. Goodbye.